Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Okay, everybody, good morning. Welcome to the Hawkeye Friday session. Today is Friday, January 14th, and we're going to be going from 7:30 now as a new time, so that doesn't reflect it on the splash page you're looking at, but we're going to get that changed here probably this week, and we'll try and address that. Trading the foreign exchange on margin does carry a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before deciding to invest in the foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment objective, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of the risks associated with the foreign exchange trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. This is a live trading room. It is for educational purposes only. No financial advice or recommendation will be provided. Any trade taken during the live session is not a recommendation or a suggestion that you should also do the same. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Do not trade money that you cannot afford to lose. And before trading live, always operate with a written trade plan that identifies the rules for entries, exits, targets, and risk management. And with that, let's go to the charts. It looks like we have a couple that are up and running that we can maybe look at here. Let's get. I'll share my screen. We're going to be, Eva and I are going to be tag teaming a little bit today. Is right now with the AIRIS system. Well, let's take a look at the chart first, and I'll go into some of the other details here. We got an alert for the British Swiss pair, Swiss, and you can see the arrow is right. The arrow was generated right at the zone, so that's a no trade. So even though we got the alert, we're going to pass on that trade. And we found it yesterday. There was an awful lot of pairs that were generated right and we were passing on them. And I think a lot of that has to do with the environment we're living in right now with the election coming up. Everything's just being traded in a very narrow range. There were a couple trades yesterday, but we can probably expect a little bit more of the same today. Friday's not a real high volatility day, and we want to be really careful as we press on today. Let's see, what was I? Oh, here's what I'm going to say is they're going to be upgrading the VPSs this weekend. Right now, I'm running Gearbox, which I'm running about 25 pairs. I'm running Arrow with 30 pairs, and I've got some variables up there. And basically, what's happening is I'm running almost 50 or 70 pairs that I'm watching on the VPS, and it's just a little bit too much. It's just been slowing my computer down way too much to where I can't hardly even function with it. So having said that, I've got Eva with me, and she has the 30 pairs that we're going to be using with the variable. As we get the alerts, if she's not running as many pairs on her VPS as I am. So long story short is that when she'll be able to get some of the alerts that I won't see because I don't have my charts up. But as these alerts get generated, then we'll just flip back and forth to show the screen. We'll analyze the pair, and we'll move on with that. We consider this to be open mic Friday. If anybody has any questions, comments, something that they want to see that we've done, and as long as it's trading relative, raise your hand. We'll turn your mic on. You can ask questions or just type it in the chat box. And this is going to be, we're going to be kind of casual, at least for today anyway. We're going to be working on our new format of how we're going to be running these trade sessions. We will keep on doing some technical analysis, but for the most part, we're going to be looking at mostly on how to trade the arrow strategy. This room was originally designed to have the AIRIS alert system. We haven't been getting AIRIS alerts. I think they've pretty much stopped using that. So in order to continue giving you some value for your time as you come into this room, we've kind of switched to manually trading the AIRIS system, which is what you're looking at right now. It's a very clean system, very profitable system, actually. And it's real cut and dry. There's not a whole lot of technical analysis involved at these lower strategy levels, but there are there's several strategies. I think right now there's 7. I think ultimately there's going to be about 10 different strategies on how to trade this. For this week, we're just using strategy number 1, which is the most the simplest and actually probably one of the most profitable ones. And it doesn't take a lot of time to analyze it. As we progress on through the weeks, we'll add strategies, and then we'll be looking at different ways of trading this thing, and we're going to go from there. To give a briefing on how this thing works is you can. Does everybody see my charts? There's the first question.
We see your pound Swiss.
Okay, good. At least I'm on the right monitor here. So as you look at as you look at this is the box that generates the alerts, and I can just click that off. So next time the next alert that pops up, it'll pop up and tell us what pair to be looking at. As you can see, we have these white vertical dotted lines. These are the session breaks. That's basically where the yesterday's session and today's session changes. That's right around the 4 or 5 o'clock, right around the 5 o'clock time on the East Coast. And then you'll see there's going to be a real bright black area, and then it gets into a shaded black area. Well, the shaded black area is what's considered to be the money zone. And that money zone starts, if I get this thing right, if I get this is, we'll put a vertical line right on the money zone. And that starts right around, I believe it's around 2 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Is it 1 o'clock in the morning? Okay, yeah. I'll get that right one of these days.
Yeah, I know.
1 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time. Now that's pretty much, this is basically during the Sydney and the Tokyo session. And then London opens up at 3 o'clock in the morning, East Coast time, as best I know. And so that's going to be about 2 hours later is where London opens up. But what you'll see is that when you get into the money zone, this is the time, the shaded area, that's where the most profits are made on, especially on the British pairs and some of the European pairs. This is the area where those pairs really start to shine and you really get some good moves on them. So that's the zone we're going to concentrate on today. Like I said, we're going to be going to about 9. I don't think we may not have any conflict today, so we'll see how things go. We may still stop at 9 o'clock just because it'll be an hour and a half. And Friday, again, Friday's the day you may want to just be kind of careful of, especially Friday just before the inauguration of the U.S. president coming up next week. Monday's going to be a holiday, and so take a look at that as well. There is something we want to also look at every day, and that's going to be the Forex Factory to give us an idea of what news events might be happening. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Bear with me. Trading View open. I had a little trouble getting into the room this morning because of I had to find the link. They changed the link on me, and I need to hunt it down to find it. So I'm a little bit behind here. And here's the Forex Factory. I'm going to bring that. Can everybody see this on the chart? Can I slide that over there and everybody see it? Tell me yes, or maybe not. Can you see the Forex Factory, Eva? Did I lose you? That didn't work. Can anybody hear me? Test.
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I had to leave the room just
I'm sorry. I caught you at a bad time. Can you see my Forex Factory?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was going to overlay or not. So if you look at the Forex Factory, this gives us all the news of the day. You can see, this is Friday the 15th. Okay, I got my dates wrong. So this is Friday, and you can see all the red folders. There's 2 red folders right here at 8:30. And we have a core retail sales and retail sales reports coming out. If the red folders are usually pretty significant, I don't know how significant this one's going to be, but we'll be aware. We'll probably try and stay away from the U.S. pairs during this period of time, just because And if we get an alert around 8:30 or quarter to or 8:15, we'll take a look at it. I may or may not trade it. We'll just wait and see what it looks like at the time. That's the only real significant reports that I'm seeing for today. And then if we go and check out for Monday, I think you'll probably see that Monday is going to be a holiday. The 18th, I believe, is a holiday for a banking holiday. Yep, banking holiday all day for the U.S. And then I think, and then just let's just keep all that in mind. It's always just good to know where you are with the news events and the reports coming out.
Red folder for Britain, though,
On
Monday.
Yeah, Bank of England Governor Bailey speaks on Monday. We'll be on a holiday. I think is that Martin Luther King holiday? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I believe that's what it is that you guys have down there. Yeah.
So oftentimes, usually when the banks are on holiday, so am I. It looks like if everything's up and running, okay, we'll probably still have a trade room just to go over some of the alerts. But I think it's good to try and take off on some of those days. For British CAD trade, I do have that chart up here, so let's take a look at that. We just got an alert on British CAD, and we're in the money zone. We have a red folder above, green folder below. We're going to check and see how much room we have to the alert to the green folder. That's the first step we're going to look at. And so here's the alert. Here's where the alert was. The green folder is, if I just left click my mouse and drag it down, we've got, looks like 19 pips to the green. I'd say if that looks, from this point, it looks like that's a doable trade. I'm going to scroll into my chart. And I have more red than I do green. I would say this is a reasonable trade to be able to take the trade. And right now, so what's it look like to you there, Eva?
I haven't looked at mine, but I will look at it right now.
Okay. But the way I see this is that this is a tradable trade. So let me try to measure that right.
Actually, if you really scroll in, though, there's more green than there is red.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I see right here. That's right at 19 pips. We came up, it bounced off the red one, came down, bounced. You can see it looks like it's trading inside this zone. This is one that you could, I would say that as I scrolled in, on this, if I scroll in one more time, zoom in one more time, we do have a little bit more strength on the top. We have two red folders, red zones, one green zone. But you can see that's been running, it's been bouncing, it's been ranging inside this range for the last couple of days. All day yesterday, it was in this range. So I'm going to take this trade. I'm going to let this one go. Again, these are all, I'm still practicing with this. I'm still getting used to the software. This is a demo account right now. So I'm going to take a sell on this one. I'm going to set my targets. And I'm going to modify it. And we're going to go with, I got 40 pip stop. I have a 20 pip target. I use 400. 400 is will give you 40 pips. 200 will give you your target of 20 pips. I'm going to click on the blue for my target. I'm going to click on the red for my stop. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the trade. And you can see where I got in. It did have, it looks like I had a little bit of a pullback from where the arrow was generated. And you can see that my target zone, which is right here, this red line, is just sitting right above the green. We're below the moving average line. We have red bars. We had the alert. We had a bounce off of the red zone, came down, gave us a red down arrow, and it hasn't bounced off the green zone yet. We had and you can see this zone was hit once. So, and the one above was hit twice. So that means that was good. There's a little bit more support there or resistance there. And now we're in the trade. So we wait and see. And now we sit and wait for the next one. These are all the different pairs that I have in my list. Now we're not going to trade the gold today. We're not going to trade the S&P or the silver. These three over here in the corner. We're in the middle of this line. But these are all the other pairs that are in our list to be tradable. I don't know if they will be good alerts or not if they come out, but these are all the ones in the list. I just have those sitting on the side because this way helps keep the the memory usage on the VPS a little bit to a minimum, so I don't bog down my computer so much. If your computers are running slow, you may want to think about doing that. Just pull some of the pairs off, keep them in the side on the market data, and you can find that. If you're not familiar with the MT4 platform, you can just click on that view and scroll down here where it says Market Watch. That will bring up all these different pairs.
It seems like you're getting duplicate alerts, Al. Is that because you're...
Well, the reason why I'm getting we discovered why I'm getting duplicate alerts. When I loaded this, we found out that when I loaded the Arrow twice. I have the Arrow version 2 and I have the Arrow. And that was,
I get it.
we found out if we didn't have the both of them, we weren't getting this little window here on the side. But what was happening is it was generating 2 alerts at the same time. And that's where that's coming from. I don't know if you have that, if you found that same, maybe you have a different, that's what even I discovered was what the problem was, why we were getting the double alerts.
Interesting. No, I don't have any double alerts.
Are you still getting this, this little window?
That window there with the pip counter and stuff?
Yeah, you're still getting that?
Let me see.
And the retest, it was the retest that I wasn't getting on the version 2. All the,
Oh no, I don't get that actually. I don't have the number of retests or
that's on the original. That's just the Arrow.
Oh.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's
we're
we're looking for that retest windows here. This is what we're looking for.
Yeah, I don't have that at all. So yeah, that's a good observation.
Yeah, we had to load both of both the versions. There was 2 versions in there. We loaded both of them. Then we got the retest, and we got this little box in here.
It's something maybe we might have to mention to Nathan. He might want to tweak his.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, well, my understanding is that there is a version 3 coming out, but because of the of them reloading the VPS and extending the range of the VPS this weekend, they're going to hold off on launching the version version 3 updates for the Arrow. I think they just like doing
we'll have time to actually combine the 2 into 1.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen. Is they'll just I know he's going to be using some sort of compiler to compile the code to use less memory for the VPS. So, and that's kind of what we're looking at right with that. So right now, it looks like it seems to be working okay. We had a discussion, I'm not sure if anybody was in on the discussion that we had that's in the room here, but we had a discussion about, you'll see some of these green candles and red candles. Some are like really bright green and some are like a dull green. You can see like over here, or you'll see a real bright red or a dull red.
Yeah, I remember that.
Apparently it means nothing. So.
No, you know what it is? It's in the settings. If you go in setting, the settings, the candle colors, for some reason, he put in 2 very close, but 2 different ones depending on what line it was. So I went and this morning I actually changed it so that all 8 different lines were the same lime green. And it means nothing.
Okay, so if you go into if you right click on the chart and you go to the properties and you go to the colors, I guess would be. And so
see how he's that's not where I changed it, to be honest with you. I right clicked right on a candle.
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
And it brings up the indicator properties.
Indicator list?
No, the Arrow 2 properties.
Arrow 2, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
So now when you go into the colors, you see how he's got lime green and green?
Yeah, I wonder why he did that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and then he's got tomato and red.
Tomato and red.
So, but he did say to Christine that it stopped complicating things. It means absolutely nothing.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna leave mine alone. I'll just know that it's still supposed to be a bright red, and I'm just gonna let it go with that.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It's and I just don't want is things running. It's been running okay, so I'm just gonna let it go. Sometimes less is better, less is more.
Yeah, I would say that as well. I would say that less is absolutely more.
Yeah, so so right now I am in this trade right now. I'm up 1 pip. I'm right about break even. It's going, and I'll keep an eye on it. I don't expect it to come back to I expect that if it comes back and reverses and closes above this moving average, then I'll probably exit the trade before it goes all the way to my stop. I think, I mean, I use a 40 pip stop, gives me lots of wiggle room. And a lot of times it'll take, 20, 30 pip range on it. But just because you have a 40 pip stop doesn't mean you have to take the full stop out. But you do want to give it room to breathe. And right now our target is right here at this green zone. We had a bounce, got a green arrow, came all the way up, rolls nice and slowly, came up, hit the zone for the target. I think if you had took the trade on this green, on this up arrow, it looks to me like you have had 20 pips on that. Let me see if that would have measured out. That would have been during the well, this is the daybreak, so I would not have taken this anyway at this time of the day. It probably still would have worked, but let me see. Yep, you would have still gotten your 20. You still would, if you had taken that, you still would have had room. It wouldn't have fit the criteria of the time of the day. You got the day break. It's right at the very end of the U.S. session, and we had this nice consolidating zone over here in this black zone before we got to the money zone, the open of the money zone, and then. But you can just see it's a nice, slow, gradual. It's kind of following this moving average on the way up here. And then it hit, came back, bounced, and it came down and gave us an arrow. It came up, bounced. They used to call this bags indicator. Is like it comes up, hits the zone, it bounces, gives you an arrow, and then you go if you have room for the next target. Maybe you may hear that term, bags term. That's what that means: bounce, arrow, and go. And so we wait till the next one. Again, this is Open Mic Friday. And if anybody has any questions or comments, we'll just sit back and come quietly wait for the next trade. Eva, did you get the music going in the background?
I can put it on for you. I can
just,
put it on very low just so there's something.
Yeah, I'm still looking to see where to. I know we used to. I don't know if they changed it. I'll have to look at my Zoom settings. But there used to be a setting where I could just play computer sound, and I don't know what happened to that setting. I couldn't find it.
That's all right. Right now I've got this, and you can actually talk over it, so I can even let it go.
Okay.
If you find it distracting, just let me know.
Now, is this coming through your microphone?
This is on my computer. I'm on YouTube.
I'm going to turn it down just a little bit there.
Okay, no worries.
And like I said, we're just going to stay with the first strategy, and then we'll just keep on adding strategies. We'll probably maybe add another strategy next week. I'll have the weekend to go over it and make sure I understand it pretty well, and we'll just do that. Again, Dante has his sessions in the same type of room. I think there's a different link for each session. He has his on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we're still doing Monday through Friday. But we changed our time now from it used to be at 8 o'clock, and now we're changing it to from 7:30 to 9. Then Dante comes in at 9 o'clock on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we still start back, and then we're back in on Friday, and we're still doing it at 7:30 to 9. Dante picks it up at 9 to 12, and you'll keep looking for the different sessions. So right now the goal is to have about 100 hours worth of live trading throughout the week. With Auvoria Prime. It will be a variety of Forex. They're going to be adding futures, or excuse me, they'll be adding stocks and options. Binary is being talked about, which I'm not really sure what that is. And there's going to be a lot of good information in these rooms. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck for just being a member with Auvoria Prime. So if you want to, they'll be doing cryptos. There'll be all kinds of things coming down the road here. So.
You just said 100 hours a week?
They're looking at 100 hours of live trading a week around the clock. Yep.
400 hours a month. That's insane.
Yeah, that's right. So, And I say they're going to be, I think they're going to try and span the globe a little bit because this is a global company. We have traders all over the world. We have some in lots in Europe. We have lots in some in Asia, some down in Australia and Hawaii and Dubai. We've got and it's a global company. They're spanning all 24 time zones. And they're trying to get enough coverage, so different time zones for people in different areas to be able to have someone to sit and trade with. One of the nice things about this community is it gives you, trading can be a rather lonely, quiet time of activity. And if you have a community that helps to bounce ideas off of, have some discussion, and you just make friends by being in the trading community with people with like minds and similar goals. So you can look forward to that.
I also enjoy going into Dante's room because it's very fun. Like we'll end up taking the exact same trades, the same trade setups, even though we trade a little different.
There's a British CAD buy. Okay, so I just got an alert to buy that one, and we got into the short. Oh, so now we have a choice. Do we get out of our short? Do we take the buy? Do we pass on the buy? Let's take a look at that. Let's see. That's the buy. We had the sell earlier. Now we have the buy. Right now, it seems like it's just sort of flip-flopping here. So if I look and measure the buy zone, now we did say that there was actually, if you scroll in a little bit more, there was more green bars below than there were red bars, which gave it a little bit more of a push. But if I look at this buy, look to the zone, there's only 12 pips to the zone. I'm going to pass on the buy. I'm going to still maintain my position on the short since I didn't get a new zone. If I get a new zone, new red zone, that'll be basically to my advantage. If I get a new green zone on this buyer, then I'll just get out of this trade. So right now, sometimes you'll get these buys and sells back to back. When it's trading inside of a range, if you really look at the range on this, between the green zone and the red zone, the whole total range is 47 pips. So we're kind of right in the middle of that. So you got room to the upside, you have room to the downside. And so with the arrow that was just generated, though, you don't have enough room to get your 20 pips. So I'm just going to hold my position, not going to take this buy since I'm already in the position, and wait for the next trade.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot more room to the downside in that trade, right?
Yeah, like I said, right now on this zoom, the way I've got this zoomed in right now, I've got 2 levels of red on the top, 1 green. But if I zoom in one more time, or zoom out, I guess they would say zoom out. Oh, that's still the same. 2 above and 1 below. Still 2 above and 1 below. Did we lose a zone? I thought we had.
Oh,
there we go. So there. That's what Eva was talking about. We have lots of green, but we have now. If it certainly if it has enough punch to be able to break through this, it will get stopped out. But more than likely, it will give me an up arrow, which will give me this zone to take care. This is a nice strong move down, and if it can get, but you can see right now it's just sort of staying inside this range. If it can break through this, then this will be the next target way up here. So right now it's still ranging, it's still basing inside this range right in here. And if this breaks through, this zone will probably go away, and then this will be the next target. But this looks like a nice big move up, came back down about halfway. It's basing. A lot of times you get a strong move up, it strong move down, bases. Now this is going to be the point of indecision, and we'll see if all this area hold. I think it has more of a reason to maybe come down, tag this a little bit, give us a little bit of a wick down to get our target, and then there's a good chance it could bounce back up again. But we'll just have to wait and see what the arrows tell us. but I had scrolled quite a ways. You're looking at, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, this Sunday, Monday. So you can see all this week it had a nice big move up, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon to drop based on Thursday, and now it's still basing for the end of the week. So let me scroll this back out again, and we wait for the next trade. As I said, just because we got an opposite arrow doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get immediately exit the trade that you're in, because a lot of times, especially when they're basing like this back and forth, you'll get up arrows and down arrows, but it's just somewhat range bound. And then we wait. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and pull a couple of my European. I'm going to try and keep my British and my Euro pairs at least real active. This is the time that you'll get most of those. So just to show you how to do that, if you're still trying to get familiar with the MT4 platform, I'll just go and you can see I've got my Euro Swiss, Euro US, Euro CAD. I'm going to go with see which I'm missing the Euro Aussie. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to right click. There's pull up my chart window. There's my chart window. And then I'm going to make a template out of it. I've got a template already built. I'm going to load my template. I've got one as a default. I'll open it. Make sure I change my time frame to a 15-minute chart. And now I've got it loaded, and I can just find my little cursor up here, my little arrow, make it small like this. And I just go and click on the tile, and I'll put all the ones I have open up down here in the tile mode. Now you can make them alphabetize them, and I just keep them. So I got all my British grouped together, all my Euros grouped together, and like this is the one I just loaded. So I should just grab this. I can just slide it on over, and release it, and that way I've got all my Euros grouped together. Since I try and keep these in alphabetical order, I'll take this all the way back over here too. I'll start with the Euro Aussie. And you'll also see then once you change the order down here, if you retile it up here, you'll see they'll keep them all grouped. Usually goes from up, down, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. That's just a little tidbit of information to know about how to use the MT4 platform.
It's a good piece of advice, Sal. I didn't know
Yeah.
you could actually drag and drop them from the tabs like that.
Yeah, and if you, I said, now keep in mind that unless the pair is open in a chart, you probably will not, I don't think you'll get the alert. If it's just in this list over here on the side, you probably will not, it probably will not generate the alert unless there's actually a chart on the pair.
Yeah, it won't generate an alert.
So Eva is, she's got all all the pairs up on her computer. So if we get an alert that that I don't have open, then we'll just I'll just come over here and just grab the chart and open it and put the template on it and take a look at it.
Yeah, we did have a Swiss yen, but that was 8 minutes ago. That was, it came in within a minute of the pound CAD.
How did it look like it was a tradable trade?
I didn't even look at it because I figured, you know, we weren't going to be doing anything with it.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I'm going to look at it right now.
Yeah, take a look and see if it's viable, if it's doable, and if it is, I'll put it on.
You know what? It might not be too bad for
Swiss
a sell.
yen. Swiss yen.
The Swiss yen, yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here. Let me.
At a quick glance, yeah, and it's strong to the downside. It's a sell.
Swiss yen. Here's a Swiss yen. I'm going to right click, pull up a chart. I'm going to load the chart. Put my template. Now notice that as soon as I did that, it came up with a 1 hour chart. Let me move it over to a 15 minutes so we don't get the wrong time frame on this thing. And then I'm going to right click, go to template, go to load, because I already have a template saved. Come up to my default, which I loaded as a default. Open it up. We're going to make it big. Oh, yeah. It looks like it's. We'll see where is it at right now.
It was. This happened literally in 20 seconds. That moved down. I was going to say, just look at it quick because I think it's going to move.
So here, so right now we see we had. Now one thing you notice it was you had alert on. Actually, it was a red arrow. It's below the moving average. Here is where the entry would have been. You got the arrow. The entry is at the open of the next candle. So let me put a little bar there. And I say, you don't have to be in a hurry to take these. Don't be in a hurry, as they say, don't be in a hurry to lose your money. There's always another trade moving down the road.
What I'm finding with these arrow alerts, however, they do move pretty quick. So if you're supposed to get in on the candle close or the next candle open, it's almost immediately after the alert comes in, unless it starts moving up and down a little bit, and then you still have a chance, you know.
And if you look at this one right now, you can see where the candle closed. The next one opened up just a little bit higher, so it actually did kind of gap up a little bit from that from the close. We're talking fractions of a pip. But here was the entry at 1674, so call it 1675. 20 pips would be 1655. And you can see that this line is at 1664, so that we don't have our 20 pips here, so that's not a trade. Yeah, furthermore, if you see, and then we look and scroll it in to zoom into it. The scroll in one level, we have 2 red zones, actually 3 red zones above, 1 green zone below. So you do have some downward pressure. Scroll in one more time and just see if that's still consistent. We have lots of red zones.
Yeah.
So it does have a strength to the downside, but we don't have enough room to the green zone to be able to take the trade. So we just stay away from it. And since you're done with that, I'm going to click on that little.
What made that green zone form? Oh, is it that there's nothing really in it, is there?
There's a strong wick candle down. It looks like there's a wick candle down, came back up, which actually generated this up arrow, looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Let me scroll in here a little bit. Yeah, there was a nice move. Oh, you can't hardly see it, but there's a real big wick right here that came back down. That's probably what generated that zone. I'm not sure what the algorithm is that makes those things go green or red, but they just seem to pop up, and they'll pop up, and some price action will either generate them to open them, or they'll generate it to close them out. That's why it's really hard to do a back testing, because you don't always know if there was another zone like right here, or if there's another zone.
Precisely.
So it's like you just have to kind of look and see what you have at the time and make your decision based on that. And so there's the, so we're done analyzing this one. So we're going to go and I'll make this one small. I'll come over here and I'll retile. And now you can see that it's added here to the end. I got it right here with the New Zealand. So if I want to put it over here in between the British and the Euro, I could do that if I wanted to keep these in an alphabetical order. I kind of like having my British over here all this together. I'm gonna keep all my euros together. Now what I may do is I think what I'll do is I'll slide this thing over in front of the euros, because what that should do is that when I retile this thing, it should bring these euros back over more in line with that. So let's see what happens here. There we put the Swiss right in front of the euros, and there's the first euro, and come back over. And then we have our lonely New Zealand over here by itself until it finds a buddy.
Oh,
And we wait.
oh, pound CAD went wrong in the Q&A.
Yeah, it's not working in our favor, is it? Let's take. We'll keep it. Let me take a. Keep a look at the. I've got it up on another chart, which I'm kind of looking at just to keep an eye on it.
Oh, yeah, you can see on the little one, it's closed above the.
Oh, there's another alert. And this is the pound New Zealand. So I have that one. I have that in the list. So I'm going to bring that up and just come over click. I'm just going to double click and it should come up real big. Ooh, this looks like a decent trade. Could be a
This looks
possibility.
nice, Al.
Yeah, this one looks pretty good. So we have nice zone up, lots of room to the downside. Looks like we'll measure that out. And we're going to, there's our red arrow. Here's where the entry is. We're going to measure down to the green zone. We have 52 pips to the green. We have 28 pips to the top of the red. We have a 40 pip stop. That looks pretty good. It's below the moving average. We have a red arrow. We had it came up, it bounced, got the arrow, and we're going to take this trade short. So we're going to go short with it. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to right click on I just opened it up with a market order. Now you could do a limit order if you wish. I usually just do the market order. Usually it's close enough to, for my criteria. Modify it. Your trade box comes up, and I've got my 40 pips here. 40 pips on this is actually 400 is 40 pips. 200 is 20 pips. I'm gonna click on my red box. It puts it right in here. I click on my blue box, puts it right here. Now, this is measuring 20 pips from where the price is right at the moment. And then I go and I click it like that. Puts in here's my entry. Here's my target. And if my stop is on the other side of this zone, which I like having a whole zone, have my stop on the other side of a zone. And now we wait.
Strangely, I have another green zone showing on my chart that isn't showing on your chart.
Well, I just have, now I see two green zones. I think did that just pop up? I thought I only saw one.
No, mine's higher. Mine is much higher. Mine's actually in the money zone part of it. I wonder why that is.
Well, right now we do have 3 green zones here. We have 1, 2 green zones above. We're in this trade. Let's see how many times you have to scroll in order to get those things to change. Did have a very strong move up. This could very well be at the very top of a big move. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th day that it was in an uptrend for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days on an uptrend. Made a peak, came back, pulled back, started to form another zone. You can see where it dropped all the way down, came back up. I still think it's a reasonable trade to be looking at. I said we're only going for 20 pips. We have a nice, it generated a zone, came back down, generated a second zone. And you can see this zone here was retested twice. This one was retested twice. So, I mean, I wouldn't go for more than 20 pips on this one, but I do think it's, in my opinion, it's worthwhile taking this trade and see what happens. There's New Zealand. And then we wait. And so we have that. Now we wait for the next alert. I'll scroll into this a little bit.
Went a little while without an alert, eh?
Yeah, it's a Friday. Everyone's trying to.
That's true. Big players are trying to exit the market. They don't want to sit in. Swap fees are never a good thing, right?
Yeah. I usually try to be out of my trades before the daily session close. I usually try and be out of my trades. Some swap fees will work in your favor, depending on which direction it is and what pair it is, and some will work against you.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've also noticed too is that if you hold the trades over the session close, don't be surprised to see the spreads widen significantly for the first hour or so, because the brokers are trying to readjust their books. And what normally might be like a 2-pip spread, I've seen go as high as 10, 15, 20 pips sometimes. So if you have a tight stop, you oftentimes still take your stop, whether you're in a long or short position. They'll still grab the stop, close you out, and you're sitting there saying, what the heck happened?
Yeah, that's very true. I remember one time I wasn't really paying attention. I've only done this once, but I actually took a trade at about 4:15 in the afternoon, and I tell you what, I'll never take another trade like that again. The spread was insane. I think it was like 20, 25 pips.
There we go. Euro Aussie just came in. And we'll take a look at that. Euro Aussie. Well, I can see right now it's a no-go because it's sitting right up inside the zone. Now it could penetrate through that, but that's not part of the rules. So we just have to sit on this one.
Yeah, going right into that red zone, Al.
Yep. And we'll see if it, and it's right now that zone's been tested once. And see that was tested right over here. It was tested. Let me eliminate this. You can see where it came out, and this is probably where it was generated. And if we scroll in, we've got used to scrolling in just to check the direction. And you see we have 1, 2, 3 red zones. We have 2 green zones. It is a little bit of it still has more of a downward pressure. And so we'll pass on that one.
I've got a U.S. Swiss alert, Al.
Yeah, U.S. Swiss. Okay, yeah, I don't have that on my chart, so let me go and put that on. Thank you.
Yeah, just if you wanted to see something.
I'll tell you, if you want, do you have it on your charts? Go ahead and share yours, and I'll slide mine over.
Yeah, let's do that. Hold on a sec here. Open this up. Oh, I can't share my screen.
Oh, no, we didn't get that in there. Okay, let's fix that. Share. I'll stop sharing, and you should be able to share again.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's see if I can fix that.
Okay, cool. So U.S. Swiss. Let's go see what we got here. So all on the 15-minute time frame. So here they're sort of in order. The U.S. Swiss. So we got a bounce, we got an arrow, and then we got a red zone up here. Let's go check if it was, in fact. And if you ever lose your alerts, you can always click on the experts tab and it'll bring up the history of all the alerts that you've had.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, so you don't have to have that screen up all the time. So here are the alerts I've had this morning. And then so we look at US Swiss, it was a buy. So we're here. Got green zone, green zone. We got a lot of green. We got one red zone here. Let's see. Seems to be going down pretty low. Let me see if I can. That's a huge candle, guys.
Yes.
That's a huge candle. That makes me not want to even touch this. Let's see if I can get this working. Okay, there we go. A little bit better.
Yeah, looks like you only have 10 pips to the upside to that zone, so that would still be a disqualifier right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not enough into there. Not with strategy number one. And I also had another one that popped up. I think it was Aussie US. Let me see. And here you have the time zone, the time that you're alert. So remember that your alert is going to show up based on your server time. So 1:38. So 8 minutes ago. I had Aussie US as well. We can go see that one. Aussie US. So we got a lot of strong, but it wants to go short. So the alert was short, and you got a green zone here. So there's nothing to play with today. Not in these ones. Unless you see something different.
Not yet.
But I like how simple this is, right? It didn't take us 10 minutes to figure out if we were going to enter the trade or not, did it?
No, it's all pretty quick.
Yeah.
And some of the other strategies may take a little bit more thinking. We'll see. We'll see as we get into those other strategies what we have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to venturing out into those when I get a little bit more comfortable. Right now, comfortable sticking with strategy number one.
You're on a 30-minute chart.
Oh, it's supposed to be 15. Sorry, guys. That was my other platform. Here. Is that 30? That's the 30. Hold on, guys. That's the Bitcoin one. This one is the 15-minute. That only has those ones. Here. Let's open this up. Trade. Okay, these are all. Oh my goodness. Huh. That's odd that it changed to 30. I could have sworn it was 15 minutes across the board.
That happens. I've noticed it happen to mine
Huh.
as well, so I'm constantly checking to
Yeah.
see which ones I'm on.
Aussie US. It says M30.
Mm-hmm.
The heck. Okay. I'll have to let Nate know about this because we can't be having these charts flip like that. To the best of my knowledge, I knew that.
I'm wondering if there's a setting in the MT4 that's because I would think you should be able to change the initial default to whatever time frame you want your template to be on. I haven't found the.
Yeah, well, I think it's stuck. I would have thought that it would have went back to 1 hour, correct, and not sit on 30-minute.
The template should be the same. It should keep the same template time frame. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and see if we can find any consistency with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So we got nothing right now. Just waiting for. Good catch, Ava. I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm always scanning for the minutes because I notice mine will sometimes flip as well. Whether it's through human error or something else, I don't know, but I just keep on checking all the time.
Yeah, that's wise. Because the amount of processing power that these indicators require, it could be causing some potential issues with.
Yeah, and there's a lot of
MetaTrader
clicking
4.
that we do, right?
Well, yeah.
Like it's very easy to accidentally hit, one of the other time frames and not even realize it.
Very, very.
In particular, if it's been a while since I've received an alert from
Mhm.
Arrow, then I'll always go and check and make sure all of my charts are 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good call for sure. Excuse me. Oh, that's the S&P 500, so we won't touch that one. US Swiss came up, so that's a viable play right now.
Take a look at that one.
US Swiss short. Let's go see. It's slow. All right. You know, we just had the other alert, right? The one that was, I think we just had a buy and then a short, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. We had a buy
Right.
here, and then we had a sell here. So, but we're going right back into that zone. I wonder if we have enough room.
We're talking about US Swiss, correct?
Yeah.
I don't
think you have room, Matt. 20
I'm
down.
sorry.
I've got my last one was a sell. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I see it right at the green zone right now.
Yeah, we're right there, eh? I don't really have appetite to enter a trade and then be in it over the entire weekend, right?
No.
Because this is consolidating pretty good right now.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up?
Would you mind switching for a moment back to the to AU just so that because I don't have the alerts yet, so I'm just writing down the times and stuff when they come in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you. 1940.
Looks like that AU would have worked out, eh?
Mm-hmm. And then, Matt, because I know your time is different, can you just put it on your arrow and then I'll look at my clock to see what time it is?
Yeah.
So you see the difference.
1:15.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So you see here, that's where it'll say the 1:15 time.
Right, but I was like, my vision is a little tough in the morning, so it was easier
no,
to see
you're
it
fine.
up there.
I get you.
I don't have my contacts.
My brain's a little tough in the morning.
Uh-huh.
At least you, it's just your vision.
Mm-hmm. We certainly have a lot more error alerts than what we were getting previously with the other.
Yeah, they come pretty regularly.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised if I don't get one every 15 minutes or so, or 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, like during the money zone, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd imagine maybe out of the money zone, like the Asian session, maybe, you could have a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. I found
just to check that.
Did you guys catch the US Swiss that came through?
US Swiss.
Well, we had
that
one.
Was that.
That was 4 minutes ago.
4 minutes.
I thought we thought that was too close to the zone. Right
now? Oh,
now?
yeah, right here. The cell, yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet. I just noticed that it came through when I had left my chair for a minute.
Oh, yeah. No. It appeared to be too close to the zone. Hey, Al, how did you do that? I'm not very well acquainted with MT4. You had a tool there that you used to measure distance.
Oh, if you just click on that crosshairs right to the left of your cursor.
Oh.
Click on that, and then just click and drag.
Click and drag. Oh.
And move us to the side.
To the side.
Yeah, that's just a normal crosshairs of it. You have to hold it though. You have to hold it down when you click to drag it to that. And you can see, then just slide over. It shows you how many bars over you are, and then what the price point would be.
Yeah, because that one was only like 10 pips before the zone.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, not enough to play there. And that playground.
There's a question in the question box.
Okay.
Do you close GBP CAD?
GBP CAD, not yet.
There's a reason we give it 40 pips, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no emotion in this the vast majority of the time. So
now let me share my screen. I'll show you why I say no to this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
To give you
you have it now.
Okay, let me go and open this one up. And we're going to look at the technicals in this a little bit. You can see that basically, as we're looking at this chart, you can see this is the range. You see there's a candle right over here. This is yesterday's, pretty much yesterday's high.
Mm-hmm.
And we have yesterday's low, which is right here. So this is the range that it's been trading in. And up here, you can see this is where the stop is right now. And you can see it came right on up into the top of this box. It made a little bit of a lower high. And now it's looking to come back down to these moving averages. That's why I say not to get out, because this wick up here came up. It didn't break to the top of this candle over here. We have a close here, but we have a lower close here. So we actually have a little bit of a slope coming down. We did take some heat on this, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to get stopped out or it's not going to take more heat. But right now we have a little bit of a trend line going. We have a high, a lower high. We have a low, we have a lower low. This right now is kind of engulfing this whole range in here. So what we're looking at now, we have a low here. We have a higher low here. We have a little bit of a trend. This is where technical analysis comes in and helps a little bit to help ease your mind or to help support your position. When you do take a trade based on the rules of the trade, it gives you a little bit of idea to say, okay, well, here's where my stop is. Now we have our target on this GBT CAD. The target is at the 72.85. So let me put 72.85 in here. 72.85 is down around this area. And we're just going to bring it on over to see what the 85 is going to be right about in here. This would be a target. This is our 20 pip target. Now we may not let it go all the way to the target because right now you see it bounced off of this And you can see where this is where we had a bounce before it made another attempt to the high. This held, this held. Well, this is now that this is an anchor. Here's a hit. Now, if it comes back down and hits here, if it can't penetrate this, I'll be out of this trade. If it comes down and breaks it, comes back up a little bit, retest it, now we've got our target. So right now we're just giving it the room to breathe. And that's why I'm just, so right now I'm waiting to see if it gets down to this area. I'm going to set an alert on this candle right here. And we're just going to add an alert to that horizontal. If it crosses it, it will alert us. There's a little clock right there. And now we'll know when it comes down here, I'll be, until it comes back down, I don't have to really be looking at it. I may see if it's going to test this area. So I may make another one here. Might be nice to see if it comes down and retest these moving averages. Oops, keep that. I need to lock this one. Every time I grab in the middle of that, it moves it. I keep forgetting to lock it. There we go. So I'm going to be looking to see if it retests this area. Now let's have an alert. Now we'll just keep an eye on it. Until then, we don't have to think about it. And we can go back to our charts. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, he hasn't written anything else, so. Al,
Yes.
likewise, like Matt, I'm getting more familiarized with the MT4. It's been quite a while since I used it. Is there the same thing that you just did on TradingView? Do you have that ability on the MT4 platform or no?
For the alerts?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You have to set it up. Let me see if I can. It's been a while since I've done that. But you go to your toolbar. Let's see, am I showing my MT4 platform?
Yes, yeah. You are. Yes.
You go to the toolbar, and then you click on options, and you have this menu comes up, and you can see over here where it has email and notifications. Now, this is the notifications that for the. This is how you can set up your MT4 on your phone. If you have a phone app, the MT4 phone app on your phone, as you do is you come to this, you click on this little check mark here, and on your actually it's two different ways of getting alerts. I'm not sure if this will give you an alert for like crosses a line, or I haven't done that for a while.
Yeah.
But while I'm here, let me just talk about this a little bit. If you have your MT4 platform mobile app on your phone, if you go to the MT4, go to settings, and then go to the account that you have it set on or that you're using, click on the account, click on the settings, and then halfway down you'll see a little box that says chat and messages. And when you click on that, it'll give you at the very bottom of your phone app, right in the middle at the very bottom, it says, you'll see where it says MetaQuote ID. You type that ID number into this box, you hit your test button, and your phone should ring or ding. That will validate to send the alert. You can do it on Android or you can do it on iPhone. Just hit the test button and you should get a little ding. Now, back to what Christine was saying is that there's a little box here that says email. And you can set up all your email information and then click OK, and then you can do a test and it should send you an email message on your phone. Now, if you want to send a message off a line, that's a whole nother, I'm not sure, we'll see how that, I think you should be able to do that. So I think if you go to, let's try it here. I don't have it set up for mine, but go to.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that on the MT4.
I think you can. I think you can. Let's go to object. And let's see, we have a, let me see if I can find where I have a line here. Horizontal line, go to edit. Let's see if this will do this. Parameters. That's where the line is, visual, common. Then maybe you can. I thought you could.
Mhm.
We have to investigate that a little bit.
You know what? I'll Google that while we get waiting for a message.
Oh, we have. There's
Oh, look at that.
Someone was asking about the British CAD. Should we get out of the trade when we were short? Let me show you something that we just experienced here.
Gira had asked that. Gira, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Here's where you asked me if we should get out of it, and here's where I said no, and here's where it just came down. Right now it's retesting these moving averages. It's coming down to retest this point right here. And we're going to watch and see what this candle does. Now we got into this. No, so I got into this trade, this British CAD trade. I got in at 73.06. So the entry is 73.06. Let's take a look at that. This was our entry. Entry to sell. That was all the way over on the. Let's see, where did we do that? It was at British CAD. I believe it was right on this. This was a candle. This was a candle we took the trade on when we had it saved to go short. This is right at 9 o'clock. Oftentimes you'll see a nice big move just before the 9 o'clock hour. This was 8:15. Right around 9 o'clock, it makes this big move, getting ready for the U.S. market to open up. I say, here's our target right here. This is our target 1. And I said, if I get a bounce off of here and starts going back up, I'll probably just exit this trade. By that time, at least I'll be a little bit profitable. And it'll set another alert on this candle, on this horizontal line. And we'll go back to the charts.
Okay, I found out how you do it.
Oh, you did?
Yes. You pick your line or whatever where you want your alert to be on the chart. All right, you put your arrow on that line.
Let me draw a line. I'm just gonna, okay, we're showing my arrow charts, right?
Yes, yeah, on your
Okay.
MT4 platform.
Okay, so here's a line. I'm going to just put a line here, a random line here.
Mhm.
Okay, right click.
Right click. Um, and the second one down. So trading, go to trading. No,
Trading.
the second one, trading. Yeah, that one.
There's a little drop down arrow there. Oh, alert.
Okay, yeah,
right there.
alert. Yeah, there you go.
Set the alert.
Yep. And then you can even get different styles of music if you have that in your computer. You can change the sounds, and the intervals of how often you want it to go off or whatnot.
Nice, thank you, Christine. You just taught everybody something there.
Well, well, well. Look at that.
It's really useful because I love that on the trading view.
Yeah, and that's why it's one of the reasons why I've always used Trading View is that I was never aware that you could set alerts effectively.
And then that alert comes off. You set it with your toolbar. Is that the tool option? Or so where's
no, just on the line there. Yeah, second one.
So here.
Third, and yeah.
So when I click on that, how do I adjust the different types of music?
Right click, I think. Right click. Huh, that's what he did.
Oh, I just went away. Trading alert.
Yeah.
Right click. I'm gonna try left click. Maybe that might work.
We have to review that.
I'll go left click. See if that does anything. Oh, I got all kinds of things over here now. Oh, I see. I see it. What I see. I've got some alerts. I have a whole bunch of little red lines over here right now. But that would eliminate.
Let me just review that. Let me go back to that. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to knowing how to do this.
At least we know we can put it on.
Oh, here we go. I just clicked on these red lines.
Okay.
And here's sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you can.
Yeah, the file is like your own music.
Input a file that you can do. Here's for the British pound. It expires. We're going to have expire. No, let's see. Well, and you could put an expiration date, time, and alert. And you click OK, and you can test it. Let's see. I don't have mine set up for the email. Oh, there it goes. My phone just went off.
You know what, Al? Oh, okay. I was going to show you something on that alert window that you had.
Let's see if I can bring it back up again.
Did you right click on that?
Let me see if I can move this. Oh, there it goes.
Okay. All right. You see the 3 dots over by the source of alert? 3 dots.
Here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Click on that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, that must not allow it because of the VPS. Looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind you, that's what it does when we're saving templates too. There you go.
I'll play around with this a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. We at least know how to make the sound
we can,
and whatnot.
Just play around with that a little bit.
But yeah. So you can determine, if you want music from your own files or whatnot. If you want to get a little fancy. If you want to, you could probably also put change that horizontal line maybe to a vertical line for like at the 9 o'clock market, at the market open.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Then maybe at the at the London Open. Not everybody would probably want that one going off, but depending on your time zone. But that would be interesting.
Yeah, you should be able to do that.
That we don't,
Right, that's how, it's those things you can play with on these things. And if you ever want to get rid of your objects list, you can just right click, go to the object list. And let's say you have, you can come over here and just scroll down. These are all the rectangles that were generated by the alert system. But then all this, like this one, you can just go and
maybe that's
click, you can just click on these.
Maybe that's why you see how it says retest 1, retest.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why some people don't have that on their chart. You know how some people you see on the zones, next to the zones, and
yeah,
it makes
right here.
and it's right. I know some people in other rooms are like, you know, how do you you know, they're not showing up, so they may have that already shut off on their system.
That could be. But these are the horizontal lines that we drew, and I can just go and click, just check this box, then I can just hit delete, and then you should go away. There they go, and they go away. And I can come down and see if I can find where I have maybe those alerts. I don't know if I have that on here or not.
How long are we going till today, guys?
I think well, let's go till 9:30 today. Since I don't think anybody's coming in there. If someone's coming in the room, they'll kick us out. So if we get kicked out, that's what happened.
I still can't get my alerts on my phone. I was getting them and then it stopped and that's it. It never did ding though when it did the testing.
No.
So I don't know what's wrong with it.
We'll have to play around with that a little bit. And you see things are pretty much range bound this morning. Not a lot of alerts, not a lot of trades. The two that we took are still range bound. They fit the criteria, but they're struggling. They're nothing. It could be. Let's see. We have the British cat, and we have the both British pairs. Neither one is overly strong to the other. I think I'm going to close out this British New Zealand. That just doesn't look like it's going to do what I want it to do. So I'm going to close it out. Let's click on the little X and away it goes. Rather take a small loss than take a full stop out. And part of the reason for that was is that we're getting near the end of the London session. It was the New Zealand session, which they're getting ready for their weekend, and there just was I didn't see much need to have those two pairs fighting each other at this point in time. This looks like it's starting to retest that stop again. This has a little bit of ways to go, but I just decided to get out of that trade.
I just had a US Swiss alert.
Again, I just happen to have that on my chart. And we have, well, let's take a look at this. We have up arrow. We have 2 reds, 2 green, 2 red. We're coming into the USA, the market, the United States market. Come up here we have to the zone. We have, looks like we have about 9 pips to the red zone. Not enough there. That automatically eliminates it. I'm going to scale in here a little bit. We have 2 red zones above, 2 green zones below. Scale in a little bit more, see what the overall trend is. Overall trend seems to be stronger to the upside, so it is somewhat in an uptrend, but going sideways in that uptrend. It was a buy that we had at 88.82. Let me put 88.82 here.
So let me ask you, Al, would you possibly take this on the basis that that red zone is pretty much right on the cusp of where the new candle is? It doesn't extend over it.
This zone here?
Yeah.
Um,
Like if you make your candles bigger, you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me take a look at this one more time.
Like it's just kind of on the edge.
So here's a high. So here's the overnight high. Here's the overnight low. We have a lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So we have a little bit of a trend line going from here to here to here. No, I still wouldn't take it.
No?
Nope. Let me look at another analysis a little bit here. I think I'll stick with that for right now, but let me see here.
Large wicks there.
We have this US Swiss. One thing about when things get a little bit uncertain in the world, there's one of the currencies that tends to be the flight to safety is the Swiss. And it was an up arrow, and I would say, no, I don't think so. It doesn't fit the rules, and I don't think that just because it is a rather fresh, what I call the demand zone. But I would look at, if it broke this trend line, I'd be looking at this being more of a trap than a breakout. If it breaks out of this wedge, this trend line is descending. If it breaks, it would have to break through this area, this wick. I would view that more of a trap from a technical standpoint. And I'm not seeing a lot of, it seems like it's more of a test. It might be, here's an anchor, here's the first hit. Now, if it comes up and tests this and breaks out, it would still have to get through this area. It'd have to pretty much get through this zone before I'd be wanting to take it. And then we might get if it breaks through this zone and gives me an up arrow, and I have this for a target, then I may be all over that one. And the other thing we're looking at here right now I'm looking at the strength of the different currencies. And right now the dollar is the stronger on 4 time frames. Let me go and show that.
The Swiss about the Talk about getting a lot of alerts. I got 5 alerts at just in the last 4 minutes.
Off those 30 charts?
Yeah.
Well, the U.S. market is just about to open up, so that would make
yeah.
good positions taken.
Yeah, I got pound Kiwi, US Swiss, Kiwi CAD, pound Aussie, Aussie CAD.
Aussie CAD. That's the CAD doesn't seem overly strong. The Swiss is actually fairly strong, a little bit weaker than the US dollar. Okay, let me go and show the screen here. So those of you that are still in the room, I'll give you an idea of what we're talking about for. It's kind of like a strength meter that we use. And we have 4 different time frames. I've got a 1-hour chart, I have a 30-minute, I have a 15-minute, and I have a 5-minute. And you can see that the dollar is the strongest on all 4 time frames. So you would want to trade to the strength of the dollar, which in this case with the US Swiss, that would give some validity to taking it long. The thing I don't like is that the Swiss is, if you look at this 1-hour time frame, the Swiss and the US are all in the top 3 of the 8 pair. They're in the top 3 for the strongest. They're in the top 3 for the strongest here. So they're kind of battling out for what's going to be in first place. Same way over here. So there's not a real lot of spread between these. That's one reason why I don't know who's going to win that battle, but I don't think it's going to. That's why I don't think. And the fact that the other zone was only 10 pips away, that was the other disqualifier. If we were to get an alert of saying like the US Aussie, the US is strongest, the Aussie is the weakest. The US that's on the 1 hour. The US is strongest, the Aussie is the weakest on the 30-minute. Same way here on the 15, same way here. So we got an alert for a US Aussie trade. I would, if it was in the direction of the strength of the dollar, then I would be taking it to, if it's a US Aussie US pair, which I think is what it would be, then you'd be looking to take it short because the US dollar would be the second currency of the pair. And that way, if the US dollar is getting stronger, that means the Aussie is getting weaker. So if it's an Aussie US, then you'd be looking to take it to the strength to the downside. And as we go back to the charts, and we'll be wrapping up here in just a few minutes, go back to the arrow charts. You can see where we had the alert. We had the trend line coming down. We had the arrow coming up. We had the zone up above. It came right up to retag this trend line and it backed off again. And if from where the alert was to where the trend line is, click on my little crosshairs up in the upper left-hand corner. Here was the alert. And you only had 6 pips basically to the trend line. It went up 6 pips and backed off again. And if I draw another trend line from where we had this high here to the low, and then we have a low, came up, came back down, tested, created a lower highs all the way along here, and we're going to draw another trend line. This is ours getting back into the technical analysis of trading. And this is where looks like this is the low of this pullback right in here. So right now here's a high, a low, a lower high, a higher low. Here's a lower high, reference to that one, a higher low, a lower high, and right now it's just trading inside this range. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thanks everybody for coming in. Stay safe, keep your powder dry, don't overtrade, and we'll see everybody Monday morning. Have a
Have
safe
a great
Have yourself an
weekend, everybody.
awesome weekend.
Have
Enjoy.
a great weekend, everybody. God bless. Bye.
Take care, guys.